Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I'm having a so-so weekend. I was having a great weekend until last night. Last night I had found out that my cousin was shot multiple times, but he is still alive. And at the time when I found out, you know, I was out with two of my friends, and one of my friends had left to go somewhere else, and I was getting ready to go home, and then I had got that text message, well, it was a Facebook message, and I didn't know like the whole day that my cousin was shot that Friday night. But you know, when I got home, I found out that he's alive and that he's talking and everything. So I'm just so grateful, and I want to say thank you to everyone who reached out to me via Twitter, Facebook, text message, phone call. Please continue to pray for my family. Thank you so much. Now I'm ready to move on to other things. So I had a chance this afternoon to watch Livin Lozada and Flex and Shanice, and I figured, hey, I haven't done a review for the Flex and Shanice show, and I really like that show. So since it's a new season, I was like, I'm going to start talking about it. And then there's Evelyn Lozada's new show, because, you know, Basketball Wives Miami, they were going for a couple years, and then we found out it was canceled, and now we know that Shawnee and Tammy are joining Basketball Wives LA, and that comes on tonight. So I'll be reviewing Basketball Wives LA, and I'll be talking about Married to Medicine. So it's a lot of shows that's out this summer that's going to be discussed. So let's start with Flex and Shanice. Flex and Shanice, they're back with the second season of their show, Flex and Shanice. If you haven't watched it, it comes on the OWN network, I believe at 9 or 10. One of them. It's a block with Shanice and Flex. Listen, I'm all confused. It's a block with, I think Evelyn Lozada comes on at 9, and then Flex and Shanice comes on at 10, or vice versa. Well, I'm going to start with Flex and Shanice, okay? Hey, make sure y'all thumbs up this video. Also, make sure that you share this video on Facebook, Twitter, or wherever you share videos. So, I've been watching the show, and I haven't really discussed it with you guys or reviewed it, but I really love this show because not only is it just Flex and Shanice, it's their two children, her cousin Ruba. There was another cousin on the show. I don't know if, I guess he moved out. Shanice's mother, her stepfather, and Uncle Spirit. So it's a bunch of people living in one house, kind of like my family. And what they struggle through paying bills, they struggle making money. Shanice is trying to get her singing career together. Not only that, now she's trying to do a what you call them clothes you wear at night? Night clothing, but she was calling them onesies. I normally just thought onesies was for babies. But anyway, she's trying to do that. Flex is trying to get his acting career together. He's trying to get back on the road doing comedy shows and things like that. Again, they're all trying to make ends meet, and they need everybody in that house to help contribute to the bills, because the bills are fucking high and they need to be paid. So on the return of Flex and Shanice, we seen that Flex was scheduled to go on a 6-city road tour, but that was canceled, and he hid that from Shanice. He was afraid to tell her that, or he think that she would have been upset and everything, so he didn't tell her. He ended up telling cousin Ruba, who lives there with them, about what happened. Meanwhile, Ruba is trying to create this new YouTube series. Well, he called it a web series, and it's called, I think it's called In Bed with Ruba. And he's trying to get his little thing off the ground, and his situation was, you know, my mind is just kind of crazy right now, so forgive me. He's trying to do like a promotional photo shoot to promote the show, and the photographer was like, well, if you're doing like an In Bed series, then maybe you should be naked. And Ruba was down to do it, but he was like, I don't want my family to look at me this kind of way. He didn't want Shanice's kids to think that, well, Flex and Shanice's kids to think that it would be okay to do a photo shoot like that. And with Shanice, she's trying to get her onesie line together, so she's going out to different fabric stores. Well, I know she only went to one on the show. She went to a fabric store to buy different fabrics and to make onesie for her husband, and she was like, I'm going to turn this into a line, a clothing line, because she was making her own little onesies and posting them on Instagram, and a lot of people liked them, and they convinced her that she should start selling them. So that's what Shanice is up to right now, besides working with the music, because the person who she wants to work with musically, he's working with J-Lo at that time. So what else is going on? So Shanice's mom, her mother and her stepfather, her mother's like, well, I'm moving out and I'm going apartment hunting and things like that. So she take Uncle Spirit with them to go house hunting, and she seen some houses she didn't like. The husband was saying, well, you know, I don't think you really want to move, and she's just so convinced, like, I'm moving out of here. The kids are grown, my daughter's grown, well, they grown, you know, they're like teenagers. She's like, they don't need me to be in the house anymore. And Shanice really doesn't want her mother to leave the house. She wants her mother to stay there. And that just caused a big conflict, because when her mother finally had settled down to like, okay, I found this place, I'm moving out, Shanice like, no, I don't want you to go. The kids are saying they don't want her to go. And Flex is just like, if you want to go, go. Just leave. I want you to get out. You know, Flex went off a little bit. But I think Flex took his anger of Shanice finding out that his tour was canceled. And I think he took it out on Shanice's mom and was just like, go. I'm tired of you saying I'm moving, I'm not moving, I'm moving, I'm not moving. Make up your damn mind and get out. But he was convinced that he wanted her to go. Like, get out my house. You got to go. And at this point, I'm like, yes, I'm really feeling this. I am really, like, I'm really feeling it. Like, I'm like, this is really, really good. So let me go back to Ruba. So Ruba does the photo shoot. He does his photo shoot. He decides that he doesn't want to get naked. And he ended up taking pillows and bouncing all over the bed and all of that shit. It was a really nice photo shoot. The Uncle Spirit, he's just like, the energy in his house is off. I need to do some more meditation and things like that. So he finally got a chance to get his meditation done, because everybody kept bothering him and everything. I know I'm not keeping it in order, but I hope I'm keeping it in order with you guys. I hope that you guys are on point or understanding everything that I'm saying. So Flex also found out that, you know, even though his tour was canceled, something that he was writing is going to be turned into, I don't know if it's going to be turned into a play. I forgot the exact words that they said, but they decided that they were going to make a production from his little thing that he wrote. So he figured that he could soften the blow by telling Shanice, by not telling her about the tour getting canceled, but telling him that the production was getting picked up. And Shanice was very happy about that, but she was like, what about the tour? And when he told her, she just went off and was like, baby, we in this together. I don't need you hiding nothing from me. We don't hide nothing from each other. And I thought she was going to go off, but Shanice kept it cute. Again, she kept it cute. And it was just good to see. Like, normally on reality shows, you'll see the husband and the wife go fighting and all of that stuff. She didn't fight with him. She just told him how she felt about the situation and was like, I'd rather you not hide stuff like this from me, because we don't hide stuff from each other. Again, we are in this together. But what made me upset during that scene was Ruba. Like, Ruba, you were instigating because you already knew. You knew what was going on, and you just egged the situation on, and I ain't like that. I didn't like that at all. If anything, act like you still don't know what the tea is, and, you know, he just, like, messed it all up. And, you know, if the camera wasn't running, I think I would have been ready to fight, because you just don't do stuff like that. So, meanwhile, Shanice's mom, she decides that she's going to leave, and she's packing up her stuff because Flex, you know, was yelling at her and everything. And she's like, I'm leaving, we packing up our stuff, we going to the hotel. So they left, and Shanice's mom and her stepfather, they left, and a couple minutes later, like, after Shanice is like, well, you fix the damn food for the kids. She didn't say it like that, but she's like, well, you fix the food. Well, you put the food on the plate, because Shanice already had made the food. So meanwhile, I guess after they eat or whatever, The doorbell rings. The doorbell rings, and it's, I don't know what part of the family Brooklyn is to them, but it's some girl named Brooklyn at the damn door, and she's just like, hey, I'm in town, such and such. Do you have any space? Because I would like to move in. And then that's when the show cut off. But I'm like, you know what though? This reminds me of kind of like a sitcom, even though it's a reality show. And it's, to me, I really love this show because Flex and Shanice, they've been keeping it real about their life. Like, the flow of money is not that good, but they have family and they have situations, and they all try to work their situations out together. You really don't see a lot of arguments and things like that, but of course there are conflicts and stuff that's going to come up. I really enjoy this show. I hope that you guys get a chance to watch Flex and Shanice. It comes on at 10 p.m. on Saturdays. Now, according to commercials, it's going to be on all summer long. So I look forward to continue to watch this show and continue to talk about it. Oh my God, I forgot to talk about one thing. I left one thing out. Oh, so Shanice, she went to go see her, to a meeting about this clothing line that she was, she's trying to do with the onesies and everything. So Shanice gets there and she meet this guy named Steve. Shout out to Steve because I know Steve. Hey Steve. So when they first met, she goes to hug him. He's like, no. And he shakes her hand. And I was like, well, damn, Steve, like you was like in business mode. He was asking her all kinds of questions. What is your audience going to be? Who's going to buy it? And who's going to develop it? And he was just asking Shanice all of these questions, and Shanice was just sitting there like, I ain't think about none of that shit. And I'm just glad that they kept that in there, even though it was kind of embarrassing. But Shanice is a singer. She don't know about all the business stuff. All she knows, like, damn, I want to create a line. And Steve basically got her ass together. Like, he really got her together. And I hope that people that watch, when they want to, go out and do a brand like that, I think it is good to watch this and hear all the questions that Steve asked and know everything that you want to do before you decide that you want to go out and have this business meeting. Because Steve really, again, he got Shanice together. But I hope that Shanice think about all the things that Steve told her, and I think it would be good to have a good pajama line, because you really don't hear about that. You hear about people with dresses, people with hair products, and all of that stuff. You don't see nothing about nighttime clothing, so it would be something different. As long as she keep the designs cute and everything, it will work. So good luck to Shanice with that. And again, you can watch Flex and Shanice on TV at 10 p.m. So now, I'm going to talk about Livin Lozada. The show features Evelyn Lozada, who is formerly of Basketball Wives, and her daughter Shanice. It's like so many Shanices out here. Shanice. I think it's just Shanice. And it has, the show also features Evelyn's PR person, Danica. And what I like about this show is that this show is showing a different side of Evelyn. And Evelyn didn't sugarcoat nothing. She talked about how, she talked about how bad her temper gets, and she talked about her past on Basketball Wives and how she was ready to change. She didn't say Chad Ochocinco's name, but she talked about what went on in their relationship in the beginning, because basically it's kind of like an introduction of who Evelyn is, or who she is now. And for those that didn't watch Basketball Wives, because you don't want to see women fighting and things like that, and you decide, like, I want to give this person a chance. It's a really good introduction to who she is. So she talked about her bad times with Chad. She talked about her good times with her new fiance, Carl Crawford, who plays for the LA Dodgers, I believe. If you're in LA, it's the Dodgers, I believe. Yeah, LA Dodgers. And she has a son with him. And Shanice, is just them living in a house. Shanice has her own apartment. She's living with the 15-year-old puppy. And Evelyn is like, now I'm getting into the show. So Evelyn is just, she's talking to her daughter. I think she's preparing her for the death of the puppy, but Shanice is not trying to hear that right now. The dog is deaf, or he's going deaf. He really can't hear. And, they were talking about that stuff. They meet up with the brand manager, and they want to do a website with them too. They had to get a photo shoot done. And meanwhile, Evelyn finds out that she's pregnant, and she's 6 weeks pregnant. And she told, you don't really see the husband on the show. So far, you don't see them communicating, but you do see him as part of scenes, like for the birthday party for the baby and everything like that. You see that, but you don't hear him communicate with Evelyn right now. What else was going on? Bitch, it was a lot going on this episode. Shanice got her little boyfriend. He plays soccer overseas, and they was talking to each other via FaceTime, and she feel like this is like her first boyfriend, and he's 35 and she's 21, and I'm like, well, how the hell does that work? Because he is just so much older than her. Like, that's 14 years. When you 21 and you with somebody that's 35, to me, at 35, you ready to settle down. He's ready to have children, and he is ready to have children, but I don't know if he talked about marriage with her. And when you're 21, you're living life, you're finding out what you want to do with your life, your goals and all of that stuff, or you should be coming out of college. And I know she is in school and everything. And Shanice also talked about how she dealt with the process of having a celebrity mom, and she was saying that to y'all she's a celebrity. To me, that's just my mom. Shanice has a whole lot going on for such a young person, and she really wants to become, what did she say she wants to do? Oh my God. I think she said she wanted to become an entrepreneur. I believe that's what she said she wanted to be. It was just a lot going on. Evelyn, again, she finds out that she's pregnant, and she was keeping it from people. She met up with one of her old girlfriends, and they was having this conversation, and Danica, Evelyn, and Shanice, they had this conversation about the show, and she was upset because, I don't know what blog site released it, but some blog was saying that Evelyn got this new show, was going to feature her husband, and the guys from the baseball team, and Evelyn's just like, that's not what I'm doing, that's not what I want to do, because I don't want to be a part of her, she don't want to be a part of her husband's baseball team or organization. She don't want no drama with that. She just wants to be a wife or a future wife and just stay on the sidelines, and I'm fine with that. And I think that's good for Evelyn. So Evelyn decides that she wants to tell her daughter that she's pregnant, but while she's on her way to tell Shanice, she got some bad news, and that she got bad news that the heart rate for the baby was very low, and it was not at the heart rate it should be. Her baby wasn't growing to the right size that it should be as the weeks were progressing, and she wasn't sure if she was going to miscarry or not. But it was just so tough to see Evelyn tell her daughter that, and her daughter, they both were sitting there crying. I just felt so sad for her, because she was very happy to be pregnant, and she was explaining to everybody that her first pregnancy, that they planned their pregnancy. Like, she got that shit out the way, like, we planned this pregnancy. It wasn't no freaking oops, because you 38 years old, 30, was she 38 or whatever, I don't know. She was up there. My mom had me when she was 39, and my mom had died on the table when they brought my mom back to life. So you do get a lot of complications with pregnancy as you get older. But Evelyn was so excited to have a playmate for her son, and now we don't know what's going on. And Evelyn's daughter was supposed to do a photo shoot, but Evelyn decided to be with her mom and wait for the doctors to tell her more information about what was going on. And her daughter finally gets to the photo shoot, but her daughter is not in the right frame of mind for the photo shoot, because her mother is dealing with, oh my God, I don't know if I'm pregnant or not. it was still, well, still, if the baby is going to survive or not. But she's trying to keep the faith that the baby will survive. So basically, they left us with a cliffhanger of what was going on. And for me, I must say I love this show. I would love to see more of Evelyn's girlfriends. I would love to see how she communicates with Carl. It was, you know, I enjoyed it because we're seeing a different side. And we eventually we would see her meet up with Iyanla, and you know how they show that little trailer at the end. With the trailer, it looks like it's a lot going on. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say that this episode, it was okay. It was okay, but as it goes on, it's going to get crazy, and you're going to see Evelyn flipping chairs, Evelyn going off, her daughter going at it, and her mom. My DVR cut off when it came to her mother, but we will see her mom on the show. Now, is her mom still living in the projects? I don't know. But I would like to know what happened with her mom, how her mom is doing, how was her communication with her father. I want to know all of this stuff. And, you know, I'm just really happy for Evelyn. I'm happy for her because she was going through so much, and then she meets this man, and, you know, I'm assuming that he changes her life, and he made her life better. And she was also, like, there's going to be a scene where she was saying that if she had to do everything she did over, she would do it again, 1,000,000 times over, because what she went through brought her to Carl. So, you know, I want to see how he interacts with her. Instead of just being a baseball player, being away on the road, you got your home games, away game. You know how the baseball schedule is. So I want to see how they interact. And I know that her daughter, her daughter's going to go through it, because they look like they was already had a little tension. You know they still got that tension going on. So Livin Lozada comes on at 9 p.m. on OWN TV, and make sure y'all look for my review of Medicine Wives, Married to Medicine, and Basketball Wives LA. I'm really, really excited for Basketball Wives LA. Unfortunately, Basketball Wives and Married to Medicine comes on at the same time tonight, which is ridiculous. But I will be recapping those shows too. But I was going to do all four of them together. But then I said, Kevin, you can't sit here and talk about all four shows in one setting. That's just too damn much. But, goddammit, I got through half of it. So we got Flex and Shanice, Evelyn Lozada. I'm going to try to do these on Sundays for you guys if my schedule permits me to do that. So, thank y'all for watching, and I'll be back with a new video soon. Peace.